Well, everyone, it's time for us to go ahead and talk about the AirPods Pros, the first generation's ones, and see if they're still worth it in 2023. Now, I'll definitely tell you, I think these AirPods are still completely worth it in this day and age. They're very solid devices, and if they work for you, then I would say definitely go on, keep using them. Unfortunately, they don't fit on everyone's heads the same, and I'll kind of explain that throughout this video. But if you want to pick up some AirPods, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there, and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of these specific AirPods Pros, these came out back in 2019, and I think these were very solid headphones that Apple made. The concept was awesome. They held up very well throughout their whole entire, lifespan of these headphones, which was really cool. Unfortunately, I would say nowadays, they don't really, let me just explain. So for one, in the outside casing of these specific AirPods, still a very good build quality. You can flip the top open. I've known many people who've owned AirPod Pros. I own AirPod Pros myself, and throughout every single pair of AirPods I've had, I haven't had any hardware defects. So I flipped the case open tons of times. I've sunk them in water, not necessarily these AirPod Pros, but even, worse condition AirPods than these ones. And they've held up very well throughout their days. So I think with these AirPods, I haven't really had to worry about the hardware themselves being, like if I flip the case too hard, it'll snap or anything like that. Not the case at all. My AirPods tend to have some scratches here and there, but overall these AirPods have held up fairly well. You have the LED light on the front. You have the lightning port on the bottom. These do support wireless charging, which is really nice, and the later models of the AirPods Pros actually ended up having MagSafe charging capability as well. So if you're into wireless charging, you can not only wirelessly charge your device, but having that MagSafe charger there is also a really cool thing where you can just snap this thing on it, it'll charge, and that's all you're really going to have to do. Now at the top casing, you can flip it open, and you can have the actual AirPods right there in front of your face. Now, these things are a little bit different than the AirPods, pretty much any other AirPods that Apple makes. These AirPods do have the removable tips on the end. Now, this is the make it or break it for you, at least for me in my opinion. AirPods Pros, no matter what, even the AirPods 3s, they do not fit in my ear at all. And that is one of the saddest things that's ever happened in my life. I really wish I could have actually had these types of AirPods to actually fit in my ear because they just look so cool. They have so many features built in. They have noise cancellation. They have transparency mode. There's a lot of cool little things built in within these AirPods, but they just don't fit in my ear. And I've tried so many times with so many different ear tips. It's just the way my ears are just designed, I guess. They just don't fit in my ear holes that well. And every time I've worked out, even if I'm not working out, if I'm just sitting there putting these things in my ears, they just fall out by themselves. My ears, I make sure I clean them before. I've tried so many different ways. Still don't fit. Very weird. Not too sure why that's happened. It's always been like that. You can look back at videos from like 4 years ago. I've complained the same thing. So the AirPods 2s and AirPods 1s are really the only ones that fit in my ear, including the AirPods Maxes. So I would highly recommend making sure that these types of AirPods fit in your ear before you actually go and pull the trigger and buy them. Or if you plan on buying them, you can test them out and kind of see how they hold up after that, because they just don't fit in my ear at, that well in that specific standpoint. Now, fortunately for the people who do actually have these things, that are able to fit in their ears, these AirPods are probably some of the most perfect AirPods Apple has ever made. So for one, they do have active noise cancellation. So this is really good if you're somebody who wants to go ahead and essentially just, be on a plane and you don't want to hear all the white noise around you, or if you're on like a really loud car trip or whatever the case is, having these types of noise cancellation headphones will actively cancel out all the noise around you, and it is almost like magic. It is so cool, and I love that type of feature set that these headphones actually had. So, if you've never tried it, I would recommend testing it out. It is almost like magic. These things also have transparency mode as well. So in case you actually wanted to go ahead and you don't want to, not hear anything around you, well, you could still have, the microphones within the AirPods to actually kind of tell you what's going on around you. So you can still listen to your music and still hear everything around you as well. So you don't have to kind of be in the dark when you're walking around. You can still kind of hear things around you, which is nice. You have spatial audio with dynamic head tracking as well, which that in and of itself is another really cool feature, which allows you to go ahead and pretty much, again, get this type of cinema audio effect where if you move your head, you can actually hear things that are maybe around you. And it's honestly another really cool trick. From all those features that I listed, I typically don't use spatial audio too much, and I actually don't use transparency mode when I use these AirPods the very few times that I do. I almost always use active noise cancellation on any AirPods that I have. On the AirPods that are supported, which are these ones, and I believe the AirPods Pro, AirPods Max as well, those are the ones that I typically use noise cancellation with, and usually it's AirPods Maxes because those fit in my ear. These ones don't really comfortably fit in my ear. So I definitely do think those features in and of itself may be worth it to you to upgrade from maybe the AirPods 1s or AirPods 2s, maybe even AirPods 3s, to the AirPods second generation. You know, if these fit in your ear, I think these are probably the most perfect AirPods out there. Now you still have, the little button on the side of these headphones as well, which allow you to go ahead and pretty much, if you want to, enable Siri, if you want to skip a song, if you want to pause a song, play a song, you can click those little buttons on the side to actually do that. So you don't have to go on your iPhone if you don't want to. And one of my favorite things about these AirPods Pros is that they interact very well within the Apple ecosystem. So they do have Find My enabled. So if you ever lose these AirPods, you can just go ahead and pretty much open up your iPhone, Find My AirPods should be enabled, or Find My, iPhone, whatever. And you should be able to find these AirPods that way as well, which is really cool. You should also be able to go ahead and basically connect these AirPods to your Apple Watch as well, or maybe some other Apple products. And with, the little syncing capability, if you move from like your iPhone to your iPad to your MacBook, the AirPods will automatically connect from one device to the other. Now, if you are rocking something like a Windows PC and an Android phone, you will have to manually connect them. But if you're within the Apple ecosystem, it actually works out really, really well, which is something that I actually love about these AirPods. Having that type of capability of just going through and just going from my iPhone, if I get a call, I can just pick up the call on my AirPods, and then I go to my MacBook and it automatically connects from one device to the other, I think is really cool. If I can make one suggestion though, I just wish there was some way where my AirPods are connected automatically to all my devices, so they don't have to like only connect to one at a time. If I'm listening to something on my MacBook, I would also love to kind of listen to something on my iPhone as well, maybe at the same time, instead of having to go ahead and use one at a time, you know what I mean? So I think that's something to kind of keep in mind. Like if I watch a Twitter video on my iPhone, it'll pause the video on my Mac so then it connects to my iPhone and then it'll reconnect to my Mac after. I think it's a really nice step in the right direction. I'm hoping that ends up being the case in the future. The battery life has also been pretty decent on these AirPods. They've never really been better than the AirPods 1s or 2s, but they have been pretty decent improvements from, since we have the successor of these AirPods. I've heard they've been better, but regardless, if you kind of know what you're getting within these AirPods and you're enabling noise cancellation and transparency mode all at the same time, the battery life definitely isn't going to be that great, but it's definitely going to be kind of okay, and you kind of know what you're getting when you get this type of headphones. So to kind of sum up this video, what I'll definitely tell you is I think the AirPods Pros, at least these first generations ones, are very, very good. These are very good headphones for sure. But as I mentioned, the main thing to keep in mind is, do these actually fit in your ear? If they fit in your ear and they work perfectly fine, then these are perfect headphones, and I would highly recommend using them for pretty much as long as you can. Unfortunately for everybody, maybe these don't fit in your ears, and for those people, what I would recommend doing is probably either sticking with AirPods 2s, AirPods 1s, or maybe going up to those AirPods Maxes. Those are big over-ear headphones, but they are very solid headphones, and those are probably my favorite AirPods. So that's kind of how I feel about the AirPods Pros in 2023, the original ones. If you have any other questions or thoughts, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.